Hey everybody, welcome to the Make Peace with Life Shortcast. I'm Rob Alex. I'm your host on this amazing journey as we're trying to make peace with life, and we are making peace with life. So let me rephrase that. Today I have an interesting shortcast for you. It is called Metaphysical. Metaphysics is not all serious. As you can tell, but if you've watched any of my other podcasts, you see I have like to take a very humorous approach to everything that I do, but metaphysics is one of those things I think gets a bad rap of being too serious and too dark and too mysterious, and I actually think that once you see it, you'll understand that it's kind of fun in a way. So, metaphysics. Let's start with the definition by Webster's Dictionary. It is an abstract philosophical study, a study of what is outside the objective experiences. So it's all based on experiences. So it's not something that's always tangible. So, which makes a lot of people worried and concerned because it's not. Most of your scientific people want to have something they can get their hands on that is set in motion, and metaphysics just isn't one of those things. Metaphysics is tailored to each individual, and how they live their life and what they experience. And I think that's the biggest thing with metaphysics, is because we experience it on our own, it's not always the same for the way everybody views it or sees it. So I think with metaphysics, the first thing you have to understand is the universe, the divine, the whatever you want to call it, has a sense of humor. Just look around you. I mean, there are constantly nudges or pokes at you from the universe, the divine spirit, or what have you, of letting you know that, hey, this is a little bit funny. Just ask for a sign from the universe, if you will, and you'll get it, but it's always very often not the way that you would expect to get it. So I'll tell you one of my experiences. One time, at a time where I was, needing to make more money to, pay off some stuff and everything, I asked the universe, I said, please help me find more money. And the funny thing was, at that exact moment, there was a dog digging right next to where I was standing, and that dog dug up a quarter. And as he was digging in the ground, dug up a quarter, flipped it out on the sidewalk right in front of me. That's a pretty big sign. And it's funny because to this day, I still have that quarter. And it did change some things in my life. That was very powerful. So that tells me right there that the universe has a sense of humor. It didn't drop $100,000 on me, or I didn't go home and find out, oh, they made a mistake in your bank and you have $100,000 more dollars, anything like that. I got a quarter. I got money. I got what I asked for, just in a little humorous way from the universe. I think this is also true, and I know a lot of you have probably experienced this out there when you just think of somebody. Maybe it might be an old friend, a family member, or whatever. And the next thing you know, the phone rings and it's that person. It's very interesting how metaphysics works and how the energy is sent out there and it brings things to you. So there's unlimited types of metaphysical practices that are out there that are kind of unique and kind of humorous in that sense. Let's start out with yoga. Yoga, everybody here in the US thinks yoga is some form of exercise, and it is a great exercise. It is great for your body, but it's more of a spiritual practice. It's putting your body into position so that you get a benefit from not only the physical movement, but also the spiritual movement of putting your body in that position. And there's so many forms of yoga. There's hot yoga, there's all kinds of yoga. And if you look at the base yoga and what they wear, it's not anything near with the Lululemon stuff that everybody wears nowadays, and the tights and everything. It used to be loose fitting robes so that they allowed for movement in the yoga practice. But there's unlimited kinds of yoga, and there is even a laughter yoga. to where people sit around in a room and laugh. They practice laughing and they take turns laughing. And so if that's not humorous, I don't know what is in that situation. Meditation is another one. Meditation, I did a segment on meditation earlier on I think it was on a Shortcast, maybe one of the podcasts, but of how meditation for me is not sitting, being still, being quiet. So again, another humorous little twist that I have to be moving to meditate. I have to be moving around, riding my bike, lifting weights, something like that. That's my meditative practice. Manifesting, people manifest in so many ways. I mean, it's crazy how many different ways people manifest. And I think this is the humor side of metaphysics, is because it can be uniquely yours in that sense. You don't have to follow what everybody else is doing. And I think that to me is very humorous as you start to see how other people do it, because none of it's right and none of it's wrong. It's all just based on that person. So it's right for that person, but it's not right for everybody in that sense. So, but there's unlimited thing. Crystals, people get into crystals and they have, I mean, I've seen people that have tons of crystals. Pendulums, they use pendulums to swing to give them answers to things. It's kind of like the magic 8 ball of the metaphysical community. But people get results from it. And so it's just crazy. Tarot cards, they give you lots of conversation, supposedly can tell your future. And that works for people. I mean, it works for people. And I think this is, if you're not finding the humor in all of this, that there's no set path, and that go 100 million directions, about like my shirt. So I don't have my Make Peace with Life shirt on today. I have this is my Chaos Magic shirt. So the dot, where is it at? The dot represents the magic. And if the magic is not directed, this is how it goes in life. So, it's very fascinating, the whole topic of metaphysics. Let's go on down some more. Dancing and moon ceremonies. Have you ever seen people out dancing in the moon? These people have the best time. It's so much fun that people do that. They go out, they dance under the full moon. They let themselves be. It's great. I mean, it seems hilarious, but they have a purpose with it. It's very freeing and very thing. Drumming, drum circles, chanting. Oh my God, the chants, that's like the kind of like the rap music of the metaphysical world, because every chant is different and it's free flowing a lot of times. So that's nice. We talked about the synchronicities earlier, about friends calling, but there's also, I do this one a lot. And it always cracks me up. I will think of a song, or I'll be singing a song that morning, and when I get in the car, either it comes on my playlist, or it comes on the radio, or I hear it in the shopping place, or it's at a work location, that song will come on. And that's just metaphysics, telling you, say, hey, relax a little bit, have some fun. Let's make this world amazing. But metaphysics encourages you to question and to morph it into your needs. Whether or not you believe in certain aspects or not, you take what you believe in, and the rest of it you just leave. It's not an exact science, and that's why it's so, in my opinion, so it's not so serious, because it allows you the room to expand your practice and to make it how you want to blend it right into what you're doing. It encourages you to have fun and joy in all your processes. It's not supposed to be heavy or very focused in that sense of, to where you have to do everything perfectly. And I think that's one of the reasons I love metaphysics so much, is that it's so free flowing. But just being happy is metaphysical. You find the way to be happy, and that's a metaphysical practice. That's your metaphysical practice as far as that goes. So don't get caught up in that metaphysics has to be this super serious, follow the rules kind of practice. It doesn't. It is yours. It is your metaphysicals. It's outside the objective experiences. So that means it's yours. Take it, run with it, have fun with it. Don't take it so seriously. Allow it to make you laugh, as we talked about in one of the other podcasts, how important laughter is in your life. So do that. So that's the shortcast for today. Don't take metaphysics too seriously. Find your practice, believe in it, run with it, do what feels right to you, and that's right there enough to make peace with life. Don't forget to go get one of these shirts over at the website, makepeacewithlife.com. Get the book, listen to all the other podcasts, join the community, send us some pictures, send us some notes of what you'd like to hear on the shortcast or any topics or anything like that. We'd love to hear from you. Subscribe to the podcast on YouTube because we love our subscribers, but we love everyone out there. So it is time for you to step out and go make peace with life.